I want to take the time to speak about feelings versus facts. And the reason that a lot of times black men and black women cannot have dialogue or discussions about the issues we have between one another. You're tuned in for those in the cheap seats. I was having an interesting conversation not too long ago with someone, and I was discussing the reason that we can't get past a lot of the issues we have with the gender war is because black men and black women come at it from two different angles. Black women a lot of times come at it from a point of view or their perspective of how it makes them feel, or their feelings, or the emotional attachments they may have to a particular point of view. Whereas black men oftentimes come from a point of, well, these are the facts, these are the statistics, and this is the logical course to take. Now, a lot of times, these two opposing viewpoints conflict greatly with one another in regards to getting past the gender divide. So I first want to take a look at the facts portion and why it's important to not only present facts, but to present those facts in a way that it shows that you have also examined the emotional toll that the facts may play on the opposing side. Now, a lot of times we can, quote statistics. We can say that, 82%, or by blackdemographics.com, at least 85% of black men are married to black women. 93% of black women are married to black men. Black men get married at 33%. So black men can often quote these stats and say, hey, look, we're trying to marry black women. We want relationships with black women. However, on the opposite side, you have black women that say, well, some of you guys, and when black women are talking about potential mates or suitors, they're talking about how high value black men. They'll say that all the high value black men date others, or women that are typically non-black. And that this is the issue with black women who are quality when they want to look for a high quality mate or husband. And the black men say, well, that's not necessarily true. And we can pull up the data that says that there's only 10% of the black male population that can be considered high value. The other 60% are average black men that work hard and are looking for mates. And the black women to say, well, we want a certain type of lifestyle. We want to live a certain type of way. I think I deserve this particular lifestyle. And the black men fall back on the statistics. They'll say 80% of black women are overweight. Black women initiate 78% of the divorces. And all of this is true. I'm not taking anything away from the facts. However, However, what I would say is, if we're going to engage in a dialogue between black men and black women where we can get past this gender divide and end this gender war, black men, we're going to have to stop throwing statistics and facts at black women as a sole purpose of countering their arguments. And I know, don't get me wrong, no one is simping over here, I should say. No one is simping. What I'm simply saying is, for those black men who want to still be in relationships with black women, and there are a great amount of black men who still want relationships, we can not only address the issues of black male and black female divides by stating statistics alone. We have to listen to their opposing side. And I know it's a lot of emotional rigmarole. There's a lot of feelings attached to their opposition, but we have to look at why and where those feelings come from. So as black men, we can have the facts and statistics on our side, but we can utilize those facts and those statistics in a way that does not discredit their feelings. Now let's look at the other side of the argument, the feeling side. A lot of times black women, they can't quote statistics They can't tell you exactly what's going on, but they can tell you how they feel. They can give you anecdotal information about, well, I've seen or I've heard relationships go this way. I've heard in my family, my female family members tell me that they were in abusive relationships with high value men, or they were in abusive relationships with men in general. I've heard or I've seen black women going out here, getting their education, making something of themselves, and turn around to not be able to find any high quality man. And that may be true on the surface, but when you start to ask questions that go levels deep, their argument gets torn apart and they fall back on their feelings, because most women, and not all, but most women fall back on their emotions and their feelings, and they'll say, well, you're attacking us, or, well, I don't feel like it should be that way, or, you're unfairly coming down on us for things that we cannot control. And black men immediately say, well, these are the facts, these are the statistics, and this is why these things are happening. So what do we do, black people? How do we bridge this gap of misunderstanding? Because black women have valid points and black men have valid points. But just because both sides have valid points, it doesn't accomplish anything, because we're still doing this trifling ass gender war. So what do we need to do to bridge the gap? Well, I'll tell you. It's simple. Set realistic expectations of one another and come to the bargaining table in good faith. That's all we have to do. Make sure your standards are realistic, and make sure when you come to the bargaining table, it's in good faith, because a lot of these things are initiated in bad faith from both sides. Bad faith from both sides. You're not arguing the points from a good faith standpoint. You're not coming to the table in good faith. What you're doing is you're trying to win arguments. You're trying to win the battle. And that's not going to accomplish anything. It has not accomplished anything over the past or subsequent 10 years. You have brothers like Kevin Samuels that has a very popular show at night where he's addressing some of the issues to try to help black women understand where they fall in realistic standards and expectations. You have a number of brothers in the Negro manosphere that's, try to educate brothers on, female nature, and not to be to walk away from women, but to actually understand women so that you can initiate relationships with those women. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about bridging the gap so black men and black women can be in relationships, healthy relationships with one another, so we can have a nation of strong-minded people. I'm tired of this nonsense. We are a people that are falling behind, and we're going to go extinct if we don't get our together. No one else is going to help us. Other people see how we behave with one another and they laugh at us and say, okay, bang, got y'all. So when black men go over to the other side, those women don't have respect for you because you can't get along with your own women. And when black women go over to the other side, those men don't respect you because you can't get along with your own men. This is why your IR relationships fail, and not all of them, but a lot of them do fail, because you're coming to the table with people who are non-black from a position of weakness. No one is going to respect you if you can't get along with your own people. Bottom line, black people, get yourself together. That's all I got to say on this topic. I know I came across a little strong on this one because I feel passionately about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.